Hello, I'm Martin Logan and welcome to the Irish in the UK. And I hope you've all enjoyed watching Henry McGlade for the last 30 minutes. Now, coming up on the show this evening, we're in London to meet Jacqueline O'Donovan, the Managing Director of O'Donovan Waste Disposal. There was a big night at Molly Malone's pub in Liverpool and we were there to join the Paddy Ryan band. Later in the show, we'll be at the Titanic Hotel in Liverpool for a very special evening with the Irish Business Enterprise. So we hope you'll enjoy the show. Now, if you've ever been to London, you will have seen the O'Donovan lorries all throughout the city. Well, tonight we are going to meet Jacqueline O'Donovan, the Managing Director, who took over running the company at the age of 19 after the sudden death of her father. Jacqueline, can you tell me, when was O'Donovan Waste first established?
It was established back in 1959 by my late dad, Joe.
And of course, sadly your dad passed away very, very quickly.
Yeah, he did. It was very sudden. He was at the age of 51. He died in 1985 when I was 17.
That must have been a horrible shock for you and all your family.
Yeah, all of us were very shocked. My older brother was just married 3 weeks, so it was a massive shock. It wasn't anticipated at all.
Now, of course, that's where your real story started, wasn't it? Because you were thrown into O'Donovan Waste at a very young age.
Yeah, well, to be honest, we were all thrown in at a very young age. My brother was only 23, the eldest. There's 4 of us in total, Michael, Caroline, Anthony, and then me. So it took us about 2 years to downsize because Dad was a phenomenal character within the industry. And once we downsized, it was all hands to the pump and the rest is history, as they say.
Over the years, you and your family, you've built up O'Donovan Waste to a big, massive company. Now, tell me a little bit about the work that you do.
We've got 160 staff in total. We've got 5 different depots all in London. We're all still very active within the business. And we predominantly serve the construction and demolition industry.
Now, I know that safety means a lot to you.
Yeah, when Crossrail came to London, it was going to increase the amount of construction traffic immensely. So TfL brought out a force recognition scheme, which was for fleet operators to identify and to demonstrate their compliance with their vehicles. So we started on that journey, so to speak, 6 years ago, and we were the first independent company to be awarded the gold because it goes up in bronze, silver and gold standard. So I suppose the reason we did it was because we wanted to put our head on our pillow at night and we wanted to be able to sleep easy.
Now, I know that you've had your drivers and they've cycled around London, haven't they, to experience what it's like to be on a bicycle rather than be in the cab of the lorry.
That's right, yeah. We've got a cycling revolution going on in London because obviously the clean air zones, etc. So it's compulsory training for all the drivers to actually spend half a day on a bicycle with trained staff at the front and at the rear. And they experience what a cyclist might experience, or an unexpected encounter like a pothole. So then when they're driving their lorries around London, they can look at the cyclist and think that they may encounter an unexpected pothole or something and give them a little bit more room.
I know you're very keen on the safety of your vehicles as well on the road, and inspections in the morning before they take out, you know, to do deliveries or collections. Obviously that's vitally important as well for road users and pedestrians. We've
got a driver standard manager that actually just goes around in the morning educating drivers for new starters, or watching the drivers do their walk-around checks to ensure that they are doing them as comprehensive as they should be.
Now, O'Donovan Waste has been recognised, of course, by many, many awards, and as you have personally. Tell me about some of the awards.
Yeah, we've been recognised, the company's been recognised for various awards. In particular, I suppose our biggest was 2015. It was the Motor Transport Award for training. So that was like the Oscar. And then last year we won a European Safety Council award for safety, and we had to go to Brussels to collect that. Me personally, I won Woman in Construction, which was a massive shock to me, and Vitalised Businesswoman of the Year last year.
And of course you're up for a big award later on this year for the Presidential Distinguished Service Awards in Ireland. Tell me about that.
Yeah, that was a massive shock, yeah. Dan Mulhall rang me before he flew off to Washington to advise me that I had it, and I wasn't allowed to tell anybody until it became public. It's for my work with the Irish in Britain, so I'm absolutely honoured to stand next to the likes of Liam Neeson.
Looking to the future, how do you see O'Donovan Waste, progressing from here and expanding?
The next generation's already in situ. My oldest brother's 2 sons and my other brother's daughters in the business already, so I see the next generation coming through. We've got immense plans to drive the company forward and expand even further.
Many congratulations to Jacqueline on all her wonderful success and all the great awards she's received down the years. And the O'Donovan family have been so supportive to the Irish community in London. Now, next up, we're off to Molly Malone's pub in Liverpool to join the Paddy Ryan's band.
But we'll give them a sip and they take a trip on the rare old Mountain Dew. Hide in the island of the hill, island of the hill, right in the IHA. Hide in the island of the hill, island of the hill, right in the IHA. Well, there's a heap that are still up on the hill, when their praises high.
The Paddy Ryan band was first formed back in 2012, and we've been doing it ever since. It first started as a group with my father called the Ryans. And over time he left and I brought new lads in. He still played occasionally and the lads came in for certain gigs, but over time my father stopped playing and we're left with the guys we have now and brought in a few new ones today as well, so that's where we're at now.
And of course your father was very well known around Manchester and Liverpool when you first joined him.
Yeah, my father used to play in all sorts of places. He did the Blackpool Winter Gardens, he did all the festivals around Liverpool, he played St George's Hall just up the road from where we are tonight. And he had a very successful time as the Ryan brothers. He left that group to then bring me on, which today it's obviously, it's been a good investment in time, should we say.
And we're here at Molly Malone's pub tonight in Liverpool and it's going to be a packed house.
Yeah, Liverpool, it is the capital of culture a few years ago and still is to this day.
Now, Cathal, of course, we know you better for GAA football here in Liverpool with John Mitchell's and the Lancashire County Board, but how long have you been involved in music?
Well, I moved here in 2012 to go back to university again. So when I came back to university, I came listening to this man, Paddy, when he played with his father in the Ryans, and I just decided to come listen to him a lot. So I put my name forward for a song one day, and ever since then, Paddy said he's not too bad. They'll bring him on board. So I've been involved with Paddy about 4 years, and I've enjoyed every minute with it.
CJ, tell me about your involvement in the band. What do you play? I heard that you're multi-talented.
So people say. I'm the newest member of the band. I've been in the band about 8-9 months. I met Paddy. We met in a pub in Chorley, I believe. I did a gig with him. We'd never met before, and we just got together, played a bunch of songs, and I've been in the band ever since.
Are you enjoying it?
I love it, yeah. Yeah, it's brilliant, yeah.
John, how did you meet Paddy?
I met Paddy. It actually came up on Facebook the other day. It was 6 years ago in the Orwell in Wigan. And my friend said to me, go and ask him, can you play a song? So I said, yeah, okay, I'll go. And I ended up playing Meet Me on the Corner by Lindisfarne and I'll Tell Me Ma. And Paddy says to me, he said, so do you play a lot? And I said, I'm mainly a drummer. And he said, right. And then a couple of months after that, I think it was, he just said, do you want to come and play drums for me? I need a drummer tomorrow, wasn't it? Yep. And I ended up just going playing the gig with him, and then I've been playing gigs with him ever since.
Great stuff. Now, Paddy, of course, you're well known as well for your songwriting.
Yeah, it's a tradition, should I say, that my father instilled in me from a young age. He said, you can always sing other people's songs, but to make your name, you have to write your own, and that's what gives you your own label, your own sound and stuff like that. So I've wrote a lot of songs, and following my father's footsteps, he wrote a lot of songs as well. And tonight's first song is actually one of the songs that he wrote. It's his birthday today as well, believe it or not. So he's, from ill health, he can't play anymore, so we're going to include him tonight with the opening song.
Now tell us about the warm-up act that you've got on stage here tonight at Molly Malone's.
Yes, the warm-up act tonight is a girl called Kathy Carter, and she sings Irish stuff, she sings Beatles stuff. She used to be in a band called the Beatles.
Molly Malone's, Martin, is quite good pub. It's one of the best maybe in Liverpool. It's Irish theme. We specialise in our Guinness. We have a few other sites as well in Liverpool. We've one in St Helens, we're in Walton. But this is our main site here in Liverpool. We attract most of the GA, football, Everton, Liverpool. We have everything. We show everything here. A lot of live music. We do karaoke. We do our Mad Mondays. We do promotions. Anything to do with Irish is work in Molly Malone's.
Of course, there's a lot of Irish in Liverpool as well, but of course you've got great connections with Donegal.
I do indeed. I'm a proud Donegal man. Love the GA, love the football. I'm from Glenties, the Jim McGuinness area, and now we have Declan Boner, who's the manager of Donegal, which I played with him for Narossa for a couple of years. So very much into Donegal. We love the Mary from the Low. We do a bit of rallying as well in Donegal, so we're real Donegal. Anybody from Donegal that comes to Liverpool will always hit Molly Malone's.
Do you employ many Irish staff here, Dermot?
99% of our staff is all Irish, and actually a lot of them from Donegal, would you believe it? And just while you're talking about that, I'd like to mention the Ellett brothers, Patrick Ellett and Conor Ellett, have come with me from day one. They've helped me set up the bar business here in Liverpool. And without the Ellett brothers, I couldn't do what I'm doing.
Well, when I came into the Sharn dancing, as tough as can be.
What a great night at the Molly Malone's pub, and well done to Paddy Ryan and the boys. And we might hear from Paddy later on in the show. Now we're off for a quick break. Welcome back to the Irish in the UK, and I hope you've all enjoyed a nice cup of tea at home. Now, Agnes Fitzgerald is very well known in Liverpool, and quite recently she organised a very special evening at the Titanic Hotel for the Irish Business Enterprise.
I've wanted my own Irish business for about 3 years, and I'm absolutely thrilled that tonight we're actually launching Irish Business Enterprise at the Titanic Hotel in Liverpool, because they have been our first sponsor. They've been an Irish hotel. The whole concept is to have Irish business people do business with other Irish people. Now, we set it up in Merseyside because that's where we live. So once we connect all our Irish around Merseyside itself, we are moving then to Dublin, onto Belfast, so we have both sides of the border, keep everybody happy. And we've already got contacts in America because our outgoing ambassador for Ireland to UK, who was Dan Mulhall, he's now ambassador to Washington, so we're going over to see him in a couple of years.
And this is a brand new venture for you, but of course you're no stranger to this type of work, are you?
Well, for 10 years I've been doing networking face-to-face, introducing business people to business opportunities. But that's all ad hoc because you've got different events all the time with no coordination. So what I have done is to set up an online membership whereby we've got one platform, which is the Irish Business Enterprise platform. So all our members can work and communicate on that site. But we also hold face-to-face networking events like tonight. So you actually get to come and meet the person that you're potentially doing business with, but then you can go back and do all your business online. So it saves a huge amount on time and, you know, coming out of the office. So I think you've got the best of both worlds.
And of course at this time of the year or maybe even next year, it's vitally important that businesses work together because of Brexit coming up, and you know everybody needs as much business as they possibly can.
Well, this is probably was the final straw for me, that with Brexit looming, you've got to build our Irish bridges. And nobody wants to go back to what we had, I don't know, 20, 30 years back in Ireland with the border and stuff. Everybody wants to communicate, they want to do business together. And in this instance, for me, what do I mean by Irish? That's a question I've been asked by a lot. Well, it's kind of three categories. Either you're an Irish business company like yourself and myself, or you're a company who has got Irish staff, as all the hotels around Liverpool and Merseyside have. There's Irish staff among all of them. Or you might be a different type of business whereby you have Irish clients, or you're actually helping the Irish community. So if you're doing any good at all for any of the Irish generally, then we'd like to have you all on board on Irish Business Enterprise.
How can people contact you, Agnes?
Best way is to find us on the website, which is www.irishbusinessenterprise.com.
TAB's my business. It's a membership organisation, and TAB stands for The Alternative Board. And it's about bringing business owners and business leaders together in a group environment so that they can share ideas and help each other grow and prosper.
And how is that going for you?
It's early days, but it's going very well. I've got a number of members that I've brought on board in the last few months, and that's actually how I got to know Agnes from IBE. So it's going really well for me.
So this seems to be the way of the future for people to meet people, introduce people, and discuss if they can do trade between each other.
Yes, I think that's the word of mouth is really important. It really helps to be able to introduce businesses to each other, and it also helps in a sort of a discreet and a secure environment to be able to raise challenges that you might be facing and get guidance and advice from other business owners, people who've been there and understand what you're doing.
So what would you like to say to businesses in Liverpool tonight about TAB and how they can contact you?
You can contact me on email, you can find me, we've got our own website, but if you look me up on LinkedIn, I'm very easy to find. My email address is srob@thealternativeboard.co.uk. It is that easy. And I am interested in talking to anybody who is either a mandated business leader or a business owner who likes the idea of collaborative problem solving.
Titanic Hotel was a development that Harcourt took on in the Stanley Dock area in Liverpool's waterfront. It was based within 3 warehouses. There was the North, the South warehouse and the Tobacco warehouse. The Titanic Hotel sits in the North warehouse. That warehouse was derelict, very run down, and hadn't been used for many, many years. 200 years old, and was actually originally used to house rum barrels. The vision was to turn it into a hotel. We have 153 beds. None of our bedrooms are less than 35 square metres. So the size is sheer Titanic, not just in namesake, but everything within there is just huge. We have a restaurant, stands, Dockers restaurant, we have a bar lounge, and we have the rum warehouse, which is a very large function space which can be used up to 1,000 delegates. So it's very, very flexible, very unique, and the business is doing really, really well, Martin. It's doing very well.
It's been absolutely fantastic. We've had some great businesses here and a hell of a lot of interest in our company, and quite a few sign-ups on the night.
Now, it's amazing that probably, 200 people walked through that door tonight, most of them strangers, and when they left here they were all speaking to each other.
Don't they say about the Irish, a stranger is only a friend you haven't met before?
Now, of course, you're trying to promote Irish business here in Liverpool. How do you think that's going to go for you?
We've got some great plans moving forward. Our aim is to encompass the whole of Merseyside and then look towards getting connections in Ireland, which we've already got, but also bringing Irish businesses over and Liverpool businesses going over to Ireland.
Well, that's got to be really good for both sides, but especially for Ireland, because with Brexit coming up, it's really important that they get a lot of business from England.
Yes, it's so important because of the uncertainty that Brexit brings. What we're trying to do is cover that uncertainty, that we can still have these relationships that are so important to both sides of the water.
Mark, Lanigan's pub in Liverpool, of course, a very popular spot. How is it doing these days?
Very good. We're very, very in fact, extremely busy. Thanks be to God. Now showing a lot of sport. Football is back, so extremely busy and full of Irish.
And of course, you're in a very popular spot in Liverpool as well.
We are. We're right opposite Central Station, and you could actually say it's the unofficial Irish quarter of the city, to be honest. There's so many Irish bars around us. So we're in a perfect location, right across from Central Station.
And of course, it's a good time for Lanigan's, isn't it? Because you're kind of branching out a little bit now.
We are. We've our new hotel opening soon now. The Central Station Hotel will be open right above us. We should be open by late November. So we're going to be able to offer another package to what we already have.
Now tell me a bit about Lanigan's Bar. Do you have music on and stuff at weekends?
We have live music every weekend on top of live sport. So if there's a game on, that's on. And then after the games, we have music either before a game or after a game. And all live. No DJs, all live bands. And all bands that play for us have to have a certain mix of Irish. So a lot of them are Irish. A lot of them are UK bands, but they've grown up with Irish music in them, so we insist that every band has to play a few Irish tunes.
What an amazing job Agnes does, and we wish her the very best of luck in the future. Now, Henry McGlade is back next Thursday evening at 7 o'clock with the Irish at home and abroad, and I'm back at 7:30 with the Irish in the UK. Until then, thank you all for watching, and we'll see you next time. Here's another little bit of Paddy Ryan.
I remember Dublin City in the rare old times, but now the years that made me better, the Guinness in my brain. Oh, 'cause Dublin, you keep on changing, and nothing seems the same. For now the pillar and the mat have gone. See our old house is long pulled down. I'm a part of what was stolen in the old times. Are you ready now with the buildings here? Ring a rosy as the lights declines. I remember Dublin City in the rare old times. One more time, everybody.